everyone, Big Pauly back for my next episode of The Road to Skywalker. That's right, we've got 3 in the can already, or 3 in R2. We've done The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Now we're taking a slight detour from the usual episodes 1 to 8 to do the spin-offs. So next up is Solo, a Star Wars story. The adventures of young Han Solo. He's meeting with Chewbacca, getting into lots of scrapes, meeting up with Lando, and also Emilia Clarke as well. Fantastic. So what can we expect from Solo? Well, lots of Millennium Falcon action when it was brand new as well, so it's lovely and shiny inside. We also have a full Falcon as well, so it's still got its cargo escape pod on the front, for the time being anyway. As I say, we also meet up with Lando. We have Paul Bettany playing the villain. We have a really funny droid, L337, performance capture and voiced by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Okay, so let's put Solo in the player. We're going to be watching it in 3D, so time to get the glasses out. Let's do it. Okay, glasses at the ready. Let's watch Solo, a Star Wars story. Okay, so Solo. Yes, the early adventures of Han Solo. Solo. Yes. It's a good job he didn't say his name was Lonely. The Adventures of Han Lonely. Yes. This is the second of the standalone movies. And unfortunately, it's the last. Yes, I don't think we're going to see any more. Unfortunately, it didn't do as well at the box office as they'd hoped. Mainly due to the fallout from Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi, which I never had a problem with. We'll get to that film a little bit later on. But there were so many people that just didn't like a lot of what happened in The Last Jedi, and they just boycotted Solo at the cinema. So unfortunately, that's the way it went. Solo. Yes, right. So Ron Howard took over from these two guys that were co-directors, but I don't think Kathleen Kennedy or Disney liked the way that the story was going, or that it was too humorous. So Ron Howard came in at the last minute to continue the directing. Is it exciting? Is it any good? Yes, it is. It really is. I look at it like Indiana Jones in space. So you've got this lovable rogue in Han Solo. You've got adventure. You've got action scenes. You've got romance. You've got a heist. It's everything that you really wanted in a spin-off movie. They actually pulled it off really well. So Han Solo is played by Alden Ehrenreich. Yes, let's just touch on the casting for 1 minute, because when they announced this movie was going to be made, I already knew who was going to be playing Han Solo. His name was Anthony Ingruber. Who? Just watch this.
Han Solo. I'm Captain Millennium Falcon. Courier tells me you're looking for a passage to the Alderaan system. A fast ship? You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon? It's the ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. I've outrun Imperial starships. Not the regular Balkan cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Corellian ships now. fast enough for the old man. What's the cargo? Why, is it some kind of local trouble? Well, that's the real trick, isn't it? It's gonna cost you something extra. 10,000, all in advance. Yeah, but who's gonna fly it, kid? You? 17, huh? Alright, you guys have got yourselves a ship. Leave as soon as you're ready. Docking Bay 94. Looks like someone's taking an interest in some of your handiwork.
So there. Perfect choice for Han Solo, in my opinion. The internet agreed. There was polls. There was lobbying to Disney, to Lucasfilm, to get this guy to be Han Solo. But it didn't happen. And a lot of people were disappointed when it didn't happen. Now, even though Anthony Gruber did a fantastic spot-on impersonation of Harrison Ford doing Han Solo, could he actually carry the film for 2 and a bit hours? He'd only had small parts in movies. He was actually in a film with Harrison Ford. He played the young Harrison Ford. But he'd never carried an entire film. So maybe that was the problem. So after the disappointment of that, is Alden Ehrenreich a good young Han Solo? Yeah, definitely. To be perfectly honest, I actually can't see anybody else playing the role now. Well, apart from Harrison Ford. But you know what I mean, a young Han Solo. It took about a quarter of an hour to 20 minutes to get used to, but once you got used to him, you could see these little Harrison Ford Han Solo quips coming out and these little mannerisms. And, you know, it might be something so subtle like the curl of a lip or an expression on the face or just something that he says, but he carried the film brilliantly throughout the film. So did Donald Glover. Donald Glover was born to play a young Lando Calrissian. He pulled it off amazingly. Actually, the first time we actually see Lando, he's got that yellow outfit on, which I believe is the same outfit that Billy D. Williams is wearing in the Rise of Skywalker trailer. I might be wrong, but it certainly looks the same. We have a multitude of cast. So we have Amelia Clarke playing Han's love interest Kira. We have Paul Bettany, the main villain of the film. He's a bit of a gangster, and he's the leader of the criminal organisation Crimson Dawn. And we also get a whole multitude of other characters. Of course, we've got Woody Harrelson playing Tobias Beckett. And we have Chewbacca as well. A whole multitude of other characters, including the brilliant Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Her portrayal of L337 I thought was absolutely spot on. Sarcastic female droid that wants it all, is fed up with not being equal, and it just makes a change from the usual type of droid. A lot of people didn't like her character. I thought her character was really good and one of the highlights of the film. So the whole film starts out on Corellia with Han and Kira trying to escape from Corellia, from the mud and from the criminal organisation there, and to buy a ship to get away from Corellia, explore the galaxy and that kind of thing. On their escape, unfortunately, Kira gets captured and Han gets away. He has to drum up enough money to get his ship to come back to Corellia to find Kira. So what does he do? He joins the Imperial Navy. That's right. He joins the Empire to become a pilot. And that's when we find out his name. Yes, his name's Han, but he hasn't got any people. So the Imperial Guard just calls him Solo. That's how Han Solo got his name. As simple as that. We never even thought of that. What follows is a rip-roaring adventure across the galaxy There's a really good train heist. Oh, fantastic train heist where they have to steal this coaxium that can power starships and entire fleets. And the action sequence, the whole setup of this train sequence is fantastic. One of the highlights of the movie. We also get to visit the spice mines of Kessel, and we also witness the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs, which is a very exciting sequence, set in this maelstrom like a vortex. There's a great Imperial chase within this vortex. TIE fighters, Star Destroyers, some really good piloting by Han. We have a big action sequence set on the spice mines of Kessel, where droids are freeing droids. Chewbacca meets another one of his kind, and when they finally do escape the maelstrom, they meet up with another bad guy-ish called Enfys Nest, yes, who actually turns out to be a curly, ginger, freckled teenage girl. Who'd have thought it? Well, she's a great character. She's a great character. We've also got Warwick Davis, of course, popping up with a talking part as well, so that's good. Han and Tobias and Kira go up against Dryden Voss, and poor old Dryden gets put down. Han goes after Tobias, who's gone rogue, and Kira is left solo on board Dryden Voss's ship. So she decides to make a telephone call, yes, with this shadowy figure with a hood and metal legs. Who the hell can that be? We don't even recognise his voice because it's not the same voice artist. But when he removes his hood, I pooed myself. And many other people pooed themselves as well. Darth Maul. Darth Maul. Now the thing is that if you follow the comics and you follow the Clone Wars, you know that Darth Maul actually survived and he's had mechanical legs and everything like that. But for the casual movie viewer, the first thought is, didn't he die at the end of Phantom Menace? So yes, they were left a little bit stumped. But Han and Chewie catch up with Lando at another game of Sabacc. Lando tries to cheat his way out of the game, and of course he loses, and the rest is history. Yes, Han becomes the new owner of the Millennium Falcon. A bit more battered than it was when the film started, but that's how we remember it. And they fly off into hyperspace, and further adventures happen. Yes. And right at the very end, there is talk of them going to this big time gangster on Tatooine. So we know who that is, yes. It's a shame we might not ever get to see that. But the thing is now that Disney Plus, so we know we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series coming with Ewan McGregor. Yes, I booed myself as well when I heard that. The Mandalorian is doing fantastic. The quality of The Mandalorian is amazing, and it's a beautiful series. There is a possibility that we could see the further adventures of Han Solo, played by Alden Ehrenreich. He was contracted for, I think, 3 more projects, whether it be film or television. So it's a possibility. So never say never. But yes, Solo, a really exciting, adventurous Indiana Jones, Flash Gordon type adventure, stretching from planets to galaxies and beyond. The acting, all of the acting is superb throughout the film. The special effects are incredible. The explosions, the space shots, the Millennium Falcon looks absolutely gorgeous. Even though, you know, she's in her early years. It's so clean inside. We even have a cape room. That's right, where Lando hangs up all his capes. The first time meeting between Han and Chewbacca is classic. It's what I expected, what I thought would have happened. The visuals are great. It is a darker film. It's a lot darker in tone. We've got an Imperial war scene near the beginning, and it reminds you of like the trenches of World War One and explosions going off. So it's very battle heavy at the beginning. So there's a bit of everything in the film, a bit of everything. I'm glad I saw it in the cinema on the big screen with everybody else. It is a really good addition to the Star Wars universe, and I have always really liked it. So I don't know why people have a problem with it. Okay, yes, so it's not Harrison Ford. Whatever. Harrison Ford is Han Solo in his older years, but we have to have a different actor, of course, playing him. Unless they wanted to de-age Harrison Ford, which they actually could do now. Maybe they will for any future Indiana Jones projects. But then again, just go after Anthony Ingruber. He'll probably do a good job. The 3D presentation on this is actually really good. There's no standout flying moments, you know, there's nothing that comes right at you. It's more depth, but it's really detailed, and it does make the film a little bit darker, but it's really engrossing and it's really involving. So it's good to be in the 3D universe. So yes, so there is my review of Solo, A Star Wars Story. That's the second of the Star Wars spin-offs. We've also got Rogue One, which will be coming up next. So how would I rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, 1 being a Corellian scum rat, and 10 being L337 plugged into the Millennium Falcon and navigating around the universe. I would rate Solo 7 silk Lando capes out of 10. Yes. So really enjoy the film. Love it. Fantastic. So hope you enjoyed my review of Solo, A Star Wars Story. The next one will be Rogue One, and that will be in a couple of days. So hope you enjoyed the video. Like it by giving it 2 Millennium Falcons up. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share if you like Solo, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and I'll see you all on the next video.